Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? I thought I'd get some fire versus ice going action right here, but I definitely want to talk to you guys about this week's episode. Oh no, it's a girl. I gotta switch. Smart move. Smart move, computer. Um, I definitely was surprised what we get in this week's episode of Assassin's Pride. Not only was it like surprising that they kind of just went along and told this weird like story about this gray witch, and then not only to go and tell the story, then the story like practically comes true instantly, which was weird to me, right? Like, I don't know if it was me or this show, but they definitely were ready to throw up. Oops. They were ready to throw up this, you know, this prank or whatever. Or maybe along the line somewhere, someone had found out about what the girls think is scary or something, and that's why this all worked out so good. Because somehow they were all talking about the Great Witch, and then literally everything that they talked about the Great Witch happens, so either they were eavesdropping super hard, or oh no, what's gonna happen? Or because they were trying to get this information, oh my god, they they wound up in a bad position, like in the case of like, oh, well, let's talk about this scary story, and it just so happens to be the scary story my teacher taught me, so they probably think I will go around teaching people as well, and you did like an idiot. So the Great Witch shows up, and she's out to rip out hearts because she is so sad that she lost her love, and she won't stop until others lose their love too. Um, which, for some people in that situation, or you're young, anything could be really scary. So it was funny to see that, they're all kind of like, oh man, that's super sketch, but it's made up, right? So funny joke, funny joke. Then to have it literally chasing you down, bodying all the oldest girls that are like higher grades and stuff like that. All of them are just like not helping the situation by losing and letting the Gray Witch get by, because not only does she blow out all the lights and the candle, she then starts bopping people. So it was a definitely weird paced episode. It almost felt like it wasn't. I was kind of waiting for the mid scene point, like we get, oh, and it gives you a little bit of like of a break from the episode, kind of. But it never came, and I was like, so this is the full episode. We're just dealing with some outs. They went out for time on the night and wind up talking themselves into meeting the person they talked about. I don't know. I just don't know. But it was weird. I didn't have really much to say about this week's episode. I mean, the girls literally couldn't fight. The only time our girl actually did try to fight, it got absolutely slapped down and embarrassed because she's literally going against a teacher with no weapon, and she's just throwing pure mana at her mana at her, which I'm pretty sure the teacher had some type of way of channeling her mana through something, like maybe her weapon or something along those lines, and it just was under her cloak. But yeah, so kind of, I don't know. It was definitely them just trying to have some fun with the characters within the show, and it felt like a filler to the top degree. Like, this felt like the closest thing you can get to filler non-filler, and I don't know how I feel about it yet. Like, I'm still kind of thinking about it. Not only am I like kind of, I don't really know how to feel it. It's one of those things where I'm kind of I don't know. I'm torn on what actually can help, help bring anything from this week's episode. Like, what is actually going to transpire or carry on from them literally being scared to death, and so scared, and then getting like lectured by our instructor so long that they are sitting on their heels, and their heels, like their legs go numb and they can't even leave or like walk away, seeing how they're angry and they're trying to like get up and stomp out. I just think this was one of these episodes where they kind of show you that there's a humanity side to these very powerful characters. And sure that these girls were, breaking the rules of what they were supposed to be doing at night. They wanted to not only teach them a lesson, but still allow them to pretty much, have that night to themselves until they just, show up and absolutely wreck it. So, interesting story as a whole. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what people are talking about at the end of the day when this episode kind of comes out. I don't know if people are going to be angry or mad. For me, it's not really anything too different than what I could expect something happen with, like, ladies all being, like, prominent. But this is the other thing I kind of wanted to throw in there for the people who, I don't know if you guys watch all my other videos when you come and watch my Azure Line videos or whatever, but this is the type of show that I feel knows it has very attractive girls. It has, them always, they always are in like very kind of, dresses or skirts that are very capable of flying up and showing all that stuff. But I think the thing I appreciate the most is it has all the same type of stuff that other shows that show fan service and stuff like that, but it doesn't need to go that far. Like, literally it zooms in pretty much on their butts while they're incapable to get up, but that's because their legs and stuff are twitching. They're kind of trying to show you that they're trying to get up, but they can't. It's not like they just fell over like that and pretended and they couldn't get up. They're trying to prove the point that they're actually struggling to get up, which was probably the closest thing to fan service, right next to them all being in their PJs and pajamas and stuff like that. But not one like pajama bottom or anything like that flew up or flew off. So in that regards, it was nice to see that. I get it, like they're women and they're beautiful, or they're drawn beautifully, or they're this or that to people, but to not do it and to make it something that doesn't need to be shown to supposedly better your audience or whatever definitely sits better with me, because not only is I guess it's nice to see every once in a while, but when it just all the time, every time, because they make situations where they're just running full speed and it shows. Or like this week's episode, they literally fell in water, tripped over multiple times, hugged on it. You know what I mean? Like, there is a lot of the classic tropes that usually leads to those kind of shots, and they never did it. And I think that's why I actually wanted to make this video the most, because as out of respect for all of the ladies on this show that are very ridiculously young, they respected them very good. And I don't know if I want to be known as a channel that this is the channel where we always respect the women's, because you could probably go back to some videos like my reincarnated as a slime and stuff, and I'm like, I wanted to see those ladies, because I mean they were amazing characters, and they were already kind of, Rimuru himself was kind of the one making it obvious and kind of playing at the audience side of things, saying that he wanted to see it as well. So it was funny, and at the same time, I just respect the way that they treated this week's episode. And sure, it was all fun and games seemingly, but at the end of the day, if it does have anything that holds like some long-lasting longevity, like the girls remembering that time and being closer friends because of it, or trying to get back at the tutor, that's cool. But if they just kind of write it off and say, whatever, the Grey Witch isn't even a thing, and I don't know why you remember that episode, then that's messed up. But with all that being said, everybody, I hope you guys are enjoying your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. So with that, peace.